What's going on, guys? No, just checking in. Today we're going to do a very basic video, something I've been excited to do, going over some simple tips that you guys can implement in your life, like I have, for better sleep, especially if you are depressed and or anxious. Sleep is the most important freaking thing ever, and when I was really severely anxious and depressed, it was really hard to come by. So when it started to come a little bit more easily, I had to take it very seriously, realize it was not a given, it was a gift, so to speak, and I had to do certain things to better my chances. So we're going to go over some simple things that you guys can do that have worked for me and continue to work for me to get some better sleep in order to promote a better sense of well-being, better sense of health and life in general. So, let's get right into it. The most basic thing I can say is to stick to a sleep schedule. This is not always the easiest thing, but it certainly can be very beneficial. Your body can get into a rhythm and it can start to, basically like an internal clock, can start to let you know that it's time to fall asleep. You'll have a better chance of staying asleep if you can go to sleep within a general time frame. Not to mention, if you can make that time frame an earlier time frame, like let's say between like 10 and midnight, you have a better chance of capitalizing on melatonin production in your body, which is a whole different video, but it can be useful. That being said, if you try going to bed and within like a half hour you cannot fall asleep, it's probably better just to get up, do something relaxing, and then try again a little bit later, or you can stir over that and just get anxious as frack anyway. So find a sleep schedule, try it. It might be hard at first, but once you do, you'll be surprised at how much easier it is to fall asleep and how well your body can respond. This is something I've struggled with, but as I get better at it, it makes such a big difference. Another biggie, which is pretty intuitive but it's still worth mentioning, is to pay attention to what you eat and what you drink. And this bears weight going over things like alcohol and nicotine as well. Both have a very stimulating effect, and while it can make you feel a little more sleepy afterwards, that shit will disrupt your sleep. That's why you wake up feeling awful in general, especially more gearing towards alcohol. But be mindful of what you sleep. You don't want to sleep on a full stomach, nor do you want to sleep after you've taken a stimulant, or people drink coffee late in the day. Some people can do that, so I'm not tripping if you can. But if you're one of those people that's relatively sensitive, think about that. Be mindful of that. I would even say be mindful of your water intake. If you're one of those people like me that just like has to get their water in, finds it to be very, very important and beneficial, number of reasons, different video. Watch your water intake late in the day or get it done earlier, because you can end up spending half the night taking a piss, which is the best. When you're like laying in bed and you've barely almost fallen asleep, that was a weird sentence, and then suddenly you feel that burn that you have to pee. It's a shitty feeling, kind of anxiety provoking as well. So watch what you're taking in and be thoughtful of that. A couple hours before bed, 2 or 3 hours before bed is not the best time to be eating. We all do it obviously, but if you're desperate enough for sleep, you'll really take that more seriously like I have tried to do. Another tip I'm going to offer is getting regular exercise. This is something I talk about, it's something I live by, and it's a no-brainer. If you exhaust your body, and this is not a video where I want to break down the science of how much of this stuff works. These are general tips, simple tips that anyone can implement. But get exercise, work out. If you have a lot of stress in your life, a lot of pent-up energy, a lot of rage, a lot of whatever, like a lot of people do, then you need to let that shit out somewhere. And if you let it out in the gym in an aggressive and functional way, get your heart rate up, lift weights, do cardio, whatever. It really doesn't matter, just get active. It can of course have a calming and soothing effect later in the day. When I beat myself up in the gym, I pass out a lot easier. It's a no-brainer. If you're not doing this, then you should be. There's no reason not to. Again, it doesn't have to necessarily be going to the gym, but if you can get exercise, it'll help you sleep at night. Everyone knows this, but a lot of people still don't take that opportunity very seriously. And again, if you're struggling for sleep, you will take these tips, you will take them seriously. That being said, a little caveat I might add is if you take a workout in really, really late in the day, there's a chance that it can overstimulate you and make it harder to fall asleep. So know your body, know yourself, probably get that workout in early. I sometimes train late, but it can sort of be counterproductive in that way. Another thing I would say is create a routine around your bedtime experience. Don't let it be random and arbitrary. This is something that took me a while to do. I mean, I like to work on YouTube videos, I like to watch movies and TV late at night like everyone, but when you watch TV right before going to bed, there's a certain type of light that is emitted from the TV. I think it's blue light, and it can trick your body into not realizing it's as late as it is. It can have a counterproductive effect on melatonin production, which is a natural hormone that can help you sleep, and it can take you from being very overly stimulated to nothing. So what the research suggests, which is something that I've experienced and tried myself, is that if you cut TV and electronics out for about an hour before bed, do something like read a book, take a warm bath. That one sounds kind of extreme, but I've actually done it. I'm a big boy, so fitting into a bath isn't the best, but it actually feels very relaxing. And basically just doing things that naturally promote you winding down, it's going to really improve your chances of actually hitting the bed and falling asleep. So create a ritual, create a routine, whatever that might be, and actually give the giving up electronics an hour before bed a shot. We're in a very electronic world. I live on my phone and my computer. I understand that that one's a tough one, but again, it's one of those things where it's just like, if you do it and you see success, you won't be so sketchy about trying to continue to do that. So find a routine, find a ritual, stick to it, don't make excuses. And the last simple tip that I would offer in this video is to make sure that the place that you are sleeping is a comfortable, sleep condoning and promoting place to sleep. So everyone, well, I mean, I'm blessed, I have a bedroom. I'm assuming a lot of people that watch this, you have a bedroom. If you have a bedroom and your bedroom has access to a window, you can, in a certain aspect, or to a certain extent, excuse me, regulate the temperature in your room. People think that 60 to 68 degrees, that's a really prime temperature for sleep. Think about that. Think about what kind of noise disruptions you might have in your room and how can you eliminate them. Just make sure that you have a pillow that you really like. Make sure this is a pillow that's comfortable for you, that you're used to. Don't settle for a shitty pillow. If you can get a better one, get it. Small little thing, right? But it can really make a difference. Make sure you have blankets that are not too overwhelming in terms of heat, and they're also not too lacking in that department. It can make you cold. Find those balances in those small little aspects, small ways, and put them together. That shit is the most obvious thing I could possibly say, but it's something I actually had to take more seriously when I started focusing on my sleep. Like, oh, I need a little bit of white noise, so I implemented a fan in my room, and now I always have the fan running lightly against the window, bringing cool air in. I find it to be very helpful. Another thing that I know some people need to do is if you sleep next to someone and they snore, try getting comfortable wearing earplugs. I mean, again, a lot of this is common sense, but sometimes I feel like we get away from the most common of principles and basic ideas, and we just settle. You just settle for these disruptions or these problems, and you don't take them seriously, and then they add up. And of course, being sleepy and tired all day is horrible if you're depressed. It's horrible if you're anxious. And even if you're a normie in the sense that you're not battling a mood disorder, it can disrupt your day. And a lot of it is within our control, but we don't actually do these things. And now, mind you, I ain't perfect. I have to work on this stuff all the time, and I still have to be mindful of it, but it's certainly worth being mindful of. It's worth respecting. And I mean, a lot of people who deal with mood disorders, they would be shocked. They would be shocked at how much relief they would feel and how much better they could be if they just got regular sleep on a regular basis. So a lot of it is in your control, and I just want to empower you to take that control if you can. So I hope some of these simple tips have been helpful, have been useful. I really do hope you guys try them and see how they work. Some of them will take time, but like anything, if you can develop the good habits now, they will pay dividends. Your productivity will go up during the day, your sense of well-being will go up during the day, your vitality, your energy, your mood. It really is all connected to sleep. I mean, of course, it's a much bigger picture, but we're talking about sleep, the power of sleep, the importance of sleep. So if I forgot anything, and I know there's a lot of aspects of sleep, please leave it in the comments below. Share with each other, share with me. Let's all learn together. I'm going to do another video on my favorite supplements to help with sleep, natural of course, but that'll be at a different time. I hope you guys are doing well. And may you get all the rest you need and deserve. You know, if you're someone who's recovering from a mood disorder, you need the sleep more than you could possibly know, and you need to make sure that you are controlling the things you can. Sleep, for a lot of us, is something we feel is out of our control, but if we just take the time to try these methods, you know, and reach out for support, you can get that under control, and you can find some serenity there, find some peace. A lot of people have anxiety about trying to sleep because it's so difficult, but then they have lifestyle issues that really don't promote sleep. So educate yourself, my people. I love you. We'll do another video soon. Take care, guys.